Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mountain America Iceplex here in Tempe, Arizona. A matchup between the home side, Arizona State Sun Devils, and the visiting side from St. Charles, Missouri, the Lindenwood Lions. I'm Kobe Bronstein, joined alongside Lachlan McTagg. And Lachlan, these teams have played just a couple times in their history, and ASU off to a 15-7, and rather a 10-6-1 start. Lindenwood, they're looking to crack the win column for the first time tonight.
Yeah, completely different season for the Lions, as last year they went 11-18-1 and have had a good program, but all their top point getters departing the program, and it's been a struggle to say the least so far for the Lions this season.
Puck near the half wall, controlled by ASU, and the defensive zone of the Lions. Shot on net was deflected wide. The goalie between the pipes is Erica Didosha, native of Troy, Michigan, for Lindenwood. On the other side, a freshman, Amaya Glaister. Puck just around her, now right in front, centering shot just high and wide, a Glaister. And the puck gets out of the defensive zone of the Devils, now goes back in for a second. Giving chase was Emma Coxworthy and the black and gold, which Lindenwood is sporting tonight, and ASU in the white with gold numbers. Odd man rush right now for the Devils. Kylie Brown trying to get a shot off, but was blocked to the right of the center circle. Now rung around the boards by Kylie Label. Still on her backhand, looking for somebody in space. Looking to go D to D, deflected wide again by Didosha, her second save of the night. Lindenwood looking to clear. Now near the half wall for the Devils. But right at the stick of Coxworthy, who's able to get it across the blue line. And Lindenwood will get a change. 18:25 to go in the first period. And a nice glove save there by Didosha, her third in just about a minute and a half action here in Tempe.
Yeah, and one of the things for Didosha this season, although she's winless between the pipes, she's sporting a decent save percentage above 900, which is rare for a goalie with the win-loss record of hers, but that just means she's been facing a lot of rubber in front of her this season.
Puck loose just out in front. Now at the stick of, it was Kelsey Olsen, who still has it, now gets it back to one of her defense mates, and Georgia Dezane. Out to the far side, almost gloved down by Bryn Carter for Lindenwood. Now at the stick of Olsen once more. And a scrum near side towards the boards, and Lindenwood able to control it. Gets it over the center line, but back into the control of the Devils. It'll be Claire Bolin on the other side. They go D to D now. Get it up ice. And a turnover, just an odd man rush there, not able to work for the Devils. Now at the stick of Lindenwood, just barely getting it up and out of the zone past the stick of Liv Lavelle back there. Spinning back around towards her backhand, ringing it around the boards. Alexandria Thull, 1 assist to her season for Lindenwood. Shot out in front, sticked away by Didosha. Now near side, ASU stole the puck, but not able to keep it within their offensive zone. Just 8 goals this season and 19 games for Lindenwood. You mentioned Lachlan in the opening. It has really been a tough stretch. They lost so many of their best players, their core. Looking to get off to a good start tonight. Now rushing with the puck, Ava Bilton, one of the 2 captains on the team, 5 total points. She has 2 of the 8 goals, in fact. Eventually got the puck knocked off her stick into the possession of ASU. And now they'll take their time with the Lions retreating. Cross ice pass. Down to the near side. Looking to get it towards the middle. Connection made up to, was Taylor Bierlmeyer, excuse me. Slap shot deflected wide off the hip of Olsen. There's 3 Olsens in this game, 2 on ASU and 1 on the side of Lindenwood.
Makes it pretty easy for us broadcasters in here, Kobe.
Not quite, but that will be easy with Glaister knocking that one down with her glove. 16:01 to go.
Well, if we just said the last name Olsen for every touch, we'd have, what, a 3 in, I don't know, 36 chance maybe at
right?
Getting it right? Not horrible odds.
No, and speaking of odds, I mean, just 4 players for Lindenwood have been able to reach the scoring column. Again, just 8 goals this season as a team in 19 games, a goal differential of -114. There's Murphy with it, still controlling it, going coast to coast, wrap around. What a beautiful blocker save by Dodosha. Puck all the way up into the netting. No stoppage in play. Back into the stick of Brown. Up to her defense mate, now down low. Looking to wrap around to the other side. Swings back around to the forehand. But just too many jerseys in black and gold right now. ASU was looking for a line change behind the play. They're able to get it back on a turnover. Nobody out in front. Puck right in front of Dodosha. It's sticked away. Now into the stick of Carter. Maneuvers through a couple players and will retreat, taking her time. But ASU still pressuring, but they're able to get it up and out of the zone. It was past the stick of Olsen. Cross ice pass. Nobody home. Was looking for Kylie Brown near side. Now it's Thole for the Lions, going to get back up the ice, looking for an outlet pass, but sticked away beautifully by Kelsey Olsen. Now at the stick of Georgia Dezane to the opposite side, Kelsey Olsen. Taking her time, has a defensive mate on the near side, let Lexa go down towards the net. Puck now controlled by Lindenwood. Little sauce pass to try to get it up and out of the zone. Unsuccessful the first time. The second time, though, works for the Lions. But the Lions not able to keep control of the puck for long enough. 4 saves for Dodosha to 1 for Glaister. Lindenwood gets it back over to Toll, but pressuring was Olsen down low. Backhand pass around the net. Not a lot of mustard on it. Looked like that time Madeline Kristoff for ASU tripped herself up. And Lindenwood able to get it up and out. At the stick of a couple players. Now back towards the near side. We've been playing for well over 2 minutes of game time. And as I say that, the puck is wristed out of play. Looks like it was partially deflected. I don't think a delay of game, Lachlan. 13:45 to go in the first period. ASU has done well to control the puck in their offensive zone. Bree Powell on the faceoff. But Lindenwood's able to win it, but still now in the stick of ASU. Nifty move through a couple players right between the blockers of Dodosha. So face-off in the far circle. Mentioned the record for ASU, 10-6-1-1. But they're coming off of a couple losses. They're looking to get back into the win column against a team searching for their first win. I mean, that's really the main storyline coming into tonight. We'll mention that time and time again to remind the viewers at home.
On a lengthy home stretch, too, here for Arizona State. They still have, after tonight, 3 more home games remaining. Another weekend at home next weekend against GCU. So plenty of home cooking here in the spring semester so far for these girls.
No doubt. The girls will be back at this very rink tomorrow night against the Lindenwood Lions. Looking to take care of business here first tonight. Good backhanded pass. Almost stolen by the Lions. Rush shot saved out in front of Dodosha. Still loose. And turned over into the stick of Deviney. Deviney working towards her forehand, trying to wrap around. Can't find anybody. Cross ice pass. Able to get it to Olsen. Her shot blocked. Rather saved. It was Taylor Burlmeyer into the glove of Dodosha. She's had to work time and time again early on, not even 8 minutes off the clock, and she has already notched 7 saves.
And Arizona State kind of smells blood right now, but what you can't do is you can't have silly turnovers in your offensive zone. And although the Sophie Sears backhand pass worked against Lindenwood right now, it won't work all the time. So you can't create bad habits out here, even though you might think you're playing a weaker opponent. Game's still 0-0.
Lindenwood looking for an outlet pass, but now at the stick of Bryn Carter. Gets it up ice to Caitlin Weeks with 2 assists on the season. Able to chip it up off the boards. Barely gets it into her offensive zone. Barrels through a player. Still at the stick of Weeks, who's working hard on that far side. Almost a high stick could have been called on either player. And ASU gets that outlet pass on the near side. Now at the stick of Kylie Brown. continuing to probe near side, looking to get it back to her backhand. And now in a duel down low with Toll and Madison Olsen down there as well. Now the stick of Murphy out in front and stopped once again by Dodosha. So when Lindenwood is able to get it into their offensive zone, there's only been that one shot of Maya Glaister, and say good physicality so far from both sides. Lindenwood has certainly shown that, just hasn't amounted into any dangerous chances so far.
Lindenwood as well running 5 defensemen here this evening as well, which in Arizona State, we've seen them rack up 40-plus shots numerous occasions in the last 5 games alone, and they're looking like they're going to be well onto their way to that tally, racking up almost 10 here, and we're not even halfway through the first period. That's almost a shot a minute. Unbelievable stuff. So Lindenwood's got to find a way to stay fresh, keep the shift short, and really rely on each other defensively.
Puck was loose for a couple of seconds, and then a one-time wrister back into the glove of Dodosha.
You know, we were talking defensively just now, Kobe, for Lindenwood, but offensively for Arizona State, I mean, Dodosha's stopped everything she's seen here so far, and she's been peppered. And as a goaltender, you're only going to get more comfortable the more rubber you feel in this game. So that's definitely an advantage for Dodosha over Maya Glaister, and ASU just has to get bodies in front of her and try and screen her path to seeing shots.
Yeah, they haven't quite done that yet. Not a lot of rebound chances. Everything has been corralled by Dodosha, as you mentioned. Lindenwood with a line change. They dump the puck on the near side, but there's more jerseys in white there to try to get the puck back. And the Sun Devils do win it back. Cross ice pass, nobody there. And all Lindenwood wants to do is keep it in their zone, but an icing with the puck on the other side of center ice.
You can see Martinez and Mackenzie Cameron, the deep pairing out there right now for the Lions, very tired, icing that puck, not able to get the red. Those are mistakes that you can't make early in this game when you're already getting heavily outshot. If she just took another step, got the red line, she would have got herself a couple minutes of rest on the bench.
Give them credit, too, because they have won a couple of faceoffs in their defensive zone. Not able to keep it in that time on the defensive end was Mara Draper for the Sun Devils. She's going to take her time.
And that D-zone draw as well, Martinez booked it right to the bench, so a key faceoff win in your own end.
Back is the aforementioned Draper, trying to work around Mackenzie Cameron, one of the 2 captains for Lindenwood. Now off the stick of Paige Bryan. Gets it out in front, nobody there. Deflected wide. Puck back in front, that was a chance. Good blocker saved by Dodosha. Puck still loose, not out of trouble quite yet. Now on the near side, ooh, that could have been a tripping call, but nothing there. Beautiful diving pass out in front towards the center. Now working towards the far side once more is Draper. Gets it out in front, puck loose, back towards her forehand. Just couldn't get it on the front of her stick. Evelyn Olsen gets it now over to the far side. Once again, another save by Dodosha, well into the double-digit mark in the save category. Lindenwood just trying to survive. It looks like they will do just that. Rushing with the puck up the near side is Mackenzie Cameron. She's been on the ice a long time. Beautiful block down low from Ruby DeLise. Puck out in front, but back into the stick of the Sun Devils. 2-on-2 rush. DeLise was waiting a long time. Shot goes wide that time for the Devils. That was Madeline Kristoff. Coxworthy with it. And able to dump it down near side. And that will be another icing, though, on the opposite side of the red line. Another offensive zone face-off here for the Devils.
And although Lindenwood's been really good in the dots so far, especially in the defensive zone, you can't rely on that all game. You can't just throw pucks away and ice pucks, just relying on the fact that your centers are going to win you draws and bail you out in your own end and get your team changes. That's not always going to happen. You give a team like Arizona State enough chances in the O-zone, especially off the face-off, they're going to make you pay once or twice.
Coxworthy with the puck at her stick. And Kirkland able to fist it off past the stick of Lavelle, but back into control of the Devils. 3-on-4 opportunity, odd man rush for the Devils, trying to get it out in front off a stick, loose, and more black and gold jerseys there. It was onto the stick of Toll, who just barely got it up and out of the zone. Madeline Kristoff calling for it near side, but electing to take it herself to no avail was Hannah Coons. Now at the stick of Kristoff down low. Spinning back around, gets it up towards DeLees. Good block from Madison Olson that time for Lindenwood. Puck is below Dodosha. Out in front could be dangerous, but Lindenwood keeps it away in front of their netminder. Here could be a chance for Lindenwood, but good job to get back defensively. An excellent job by Liv Lavelle. Both teams will go for a change here.
Boy, the Lions had to be careful there. They almost got caught for too many players on the ice. They almost touched that puck near side by the bench, but luckily avoided the penalty.
Wrestling match on the other side. Back into the skates of Claire Boland, who gets it down low. Now over to the near side. Deviney was looking to control it. Back into the hands of the Devils. Spinning back towards the near side, trying to get it on her backhand. Great play defensively to sweep it away. Samantha Roth, almost a chance for ASU, however. They have been relentless so far. Finally able to get it up and out was Martinez, and slipping that time was Claire Boland, who tried to keep it in front of her. Thought maybe that could have been an icing, but they didn't call it. Puck at the stick of a couple of players. Gets it on net to Glaister, who calmly gloves it down. So that'll be 3 shots now for the Lions and 14 for the Devils, and make it as many saves for Dodosha.
Yeah, she's been really good so far. Again, see it, save it's been the mantra for her. And again, Arizona State, if they want to get one past her to this point, at least, it's looking like they're going to have to crash the net with a lot of traffic. They've done a good job at circling the offensive zone and working the puck around and getting good shots, but just no one in front of the goalie.
ASU did not win the faceoff, but back in their control. They get it up ice. Great pass over to Kylie Brown. Probing, gets it out in front. Almost another chance, and it goes just wide. They had 3 different chances there. Puck back at the stick of Sam Murphy. Couple players fall down to the ice. Outlet pass up to the far side. Trying to work through 2 players herself, but not able to get past that third. Nifty stick work there from Kylie Label. One of the best offensive forces for the Devils. She's working hard down there, trying to work through 3 players for the Lions to no avail. Working towards the other side, Hannah Coons gets it up ice. Back over to Label, who just attempted to dump it down and get a change. She got a change, couldn't quite dump it down, however. Puck back to the near side. ASU and Lindenwood was able to get a line change, but they're going to be called for offside.
Lindenwood with almost a good chance going 2-on-0, 2-on-1 the other way, but Sam Murphy, the ASU captain, with some good hustle back at her own blue line. But ASU's got to be careful. A place you do not want to turn the puck over is at the blue line, and especially when your goaltender isn't looking like she's going to face a lot of shots, at least in this period so far. You don't want to then let up odd man chances. That's asking a lot of your goaltender, who hasn't seen a lot of rubber so far.
Up off the glass for Lindenwood. They get it out of the zone, but back into the control of the Devils. Hannah Coons with it, spinning to both sides, gets it out across center ice. Was Paige Bryan. Now into the stick of Hannah Coons, looking for somebody towards the middle. Nobody there, back into the skates of Bolton, who gets it up ice. Lindenwood is standing tall defensively so far to every opportunity for the Devils. Martinez risks it around the boards. Nobody home on the near point for the Devils. They were more looking to retreat, but back into their stick, however. Past the skates of Roth on the far side for Lindenwood. Trying to get it back out in front, but towards the near side, and it went around to Dosha. Now at the stick of Dezane. Fighting up ice, maintaining control of the puck are the Devils. Shot on goal, just missed wide. No second effort out in front. Weeks was trying to get it out, but more jerseys in white and gold. Another shot was blocked by our own teammate that time. It was Sophie Spears. And drilling it around the boards were the Lions, unable to get it out quite yet. They're about halfway there. 2 players on both sides were fighting for the puck, and it was actually Kristoff that got it out of her own zone. But the puck back into the stick of Mia Jarvis. Now near side, a collision between Madeline Kristoff and one of the Lion players. Lindenwood looking for a pass up ice, unable to get to anybody, and that will result in an icing. Make it 17 shots, 17 saves for Dedosha.
And Kobe, you mentioned Lindenwood standing tall defensively, and one thing that they're doing really well is at the ASU blue line, they're pressing their wingers up. That's one thing they weren't doing earlier, is ASU's defensemen were having free reign, tons of room at the top of the point, and they're getting pressed now, and they're getting center help. So ASU's got to watch out for that, and if they have the puck at the blue line, they can't play with it for too long. They got to get it below the goal line, move it high to low, and get the center moving defensively as a rover for Lindenwood.
And be able to win faceoffs unlike that. Scrum for the puck for a long time in that faceoff circle, but here's Deviney near side. Looking towards goal, it's blocked away, turned to the opposite side. Back into the stick of Deviney. Looking for somebody towards the middle. Got to have people crash in the net, and nobody there. Back into the stick once again of Deviney. Backpedaling, unable to keep it in, was Draper. At the stick of Lindenwood, at least for a moment. Draper slips, but able to pick it up behind her was Deviney. Odd man rush. Just an awkward angle that time, looking for somebody out in front. That's a dangerous area to try to stick handle through some players, but she was able to successfully. But back into the control of ASU. Beautiful glove save by Dedosha, her 19th. It was some nifty skill work by Mackenzie Cameron right in front of her own goal, but you got to be careful. Ended up being a turnover, but Dedosha right there standing tall once more.
Boy, we're going to sound like a broken record, I think, because, you know, I've called games here with this women's club hockey team for 3 years now. I don't think I've ever seen a first period shot tally this high with any opponent.
19 and counting, puck out in front, but sticked away beautifully by Kristen Martinez. Back down low for Brown. Her sauce pass went all the way up in the air, far side, looking to clear, but it went right into the skate of Kylie Brown. But Miller got it up and out for the Lions. Now a chase for it all the way on the opposite side of the net. Beautiful move to get around Caitlin Weeks. Almost broke her ankles, just like on the basketball court. And the puck got up and out into the boards area. 2:35 to go. This first period clock has gone down in a hurry. Again, shot total at 19-2. Mia Glaister, the netminder for ASU, has had a quiet night to start things off. Knock on wood. And again, Lindenwood, Lachlan, looking for their first win of the 25-26 campaign.
Well, Lindenwood generated a chance in the slot in the first 90 seconds of the game as well. And you think if they score that, you put ASU on your heels early. But since then, ASU found their footing, and they've been churning forward ever since.
So DeLees went down.
Doesn't look like there was a penalty called. Maybe I think a hand pass was signaled, if I saw that correctly.
Yeah, I was waiting for the referee's signal, but
well, I take my eye off the ice for a half a second, and then all of a sudden there's a miscellaneous whistle.
And you know what? The next 2:12 and counting down could come off the clock with no whistles. We'll see. That's a game of hockey for you. Near side puck on the stick of Paige O'Brien. Swiftly moving through a couple players. Cross ice pass. Eventually just becomes a dump down. Paige Bryan continuing to fight, but here could be a chance. It's Cameron. Again, one of the two captains for Lindenwood, but now circling around, unable to find any of her teammates, continuing to swirl as if she's doing a pirouette. Big hit near side. That was Thomas on, I believe, Paige Bryan, who's back up now on her feet. Lindenwood gets it over to Weeks, but again, not able to find someone parallel up ice. Big hit near side once more. Physicality now a little bit higher than it was earlier. Opportunity to race all the way down there for Piper Thomas, but unable to beat the speedy Kate Streak. Into the stick of Draper, but they're going to be called for offside.
Yeah, it looks like Madeline Kristoff was a little bit overzealous trying to rush the net there. Whistle went, and she immediately put her hands up, but looked like she was about a half step off there.
So the Devils, we mentioned it, but they've done everything but put the puck in the back of the net. Hats off to Erica Dodosha, native of Troy, Michigan. As there's 1 minute to go here in the first period. Lindenwood would be very happy considering how their season has gone, with it being 0-0 here through 20 minutes. Puck back into the stick of the Lions, and they're able to get it up ice. That was a beautiful pass. Nifty stick work through one player, a chance, and off the chest pad area of Gleister. That was the Lions' greatest chance tonight. Puck back at the stick of the Devils, a chance here and a weak shot. Creates an easy save that time for Dodosha, and they're now at the 20 mark in terms of shots total. Botti looking to get it up and out, and she does. Miller works through Vinny. Now the clock at 12 seconds, 11 seconds, now under 10 seconds. They're unable to get it on net towards Gleister. Looks like ASU is able to play this out, not allowing any more shots, as will Lindenwood. As the clock strikes triple zeros on the scoreboard. 0-0 through the first period. A really nice defensive stand from Lindenwood through 20 minutes. I mean, you knew coming into it, as if the scouting report was laid out right in front of you, that ASU was going to have a very aggressive, offensive-minded game plan. They executed that, I would say, almost perfectly because they couldn't put one in the back of the net. But again, hats off and shout out to Dodosha, who stood tall the entire first period with 20 saves.
Yeah, I mean, this is right where you want to be if you're the Lions. I think any level of hockey, doesn't matter if you're, St. Cloud State coming into ASU tomorrow night and Saturday at Mullet Arena. I'm sure their coach is telling them if the first period on the road, the first of a 4-game road trip as well for Lindenwood, if you're tied or ahead at the end of the first period, tied with the 8th-ranked team in the country, that's a pretty good spot to be in 1/3 of the way through regulation here. So hats off to Lindenwood. They've played some really good defense. Again, they've cleared the front of the net, made it really easy for Dodosha to see a lot of pucks. And I said it earlier in the period, Kobe, her mantra, see it, stop it. She's done just that. She's racked up 20 of them so far here in that first frame.
No doubt, a lot of those chances for ASU really one and done. Not a ton of rebounding opportunities. Again, credit to Dodosha and that back line of the Lions for keeping those chances to rather a minimum. We know there's 20, but there could have considerably been a lot more. The Lindenwood Lions out of St. Charles, Missouri, through one period have stood tall with the ASU Sun Devils. We'll be back for the start of the second period, and no score here from the Mountain America Ice Community Plex. First intermission here from the Mountain America Credit Union Community Iceplex. I'm Kobe Bronstein alongside Lachlan McTagg, and we're going to send it down to the third member of our crew in Reese Chell, who has Sam Murphy live here from the Community Iceplex. Reese and Sam, take it away. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We had Reese Chell down there with Sam Murphy. Just were unable to get both their audio and video. We'll see if we can try to catch up with both Reese and Sam at some other point. We do know that the score is Arizona State 0, Lindenwood 0. 20 shots for the Devils and 20 saves for Erica Didocha. She has been spectacular through 20 minutes. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes here from the Mountain America Credit Union Community Iceplex. No score on the board between Lindenwood and Arizona State. back out on the ice, just about ready to go for second period of action here from Mountain America Credit Union Community Iceplex. Say that 5 times fast, Lachlan. It's a long name for an ice rink. It's been here for a couple of years. As long as Malt Arena has been here, it's just such a beautiful, small facility. It's tight, it's compact, it's a pretty intimate environment, I'd say. And we're off and running here for the start of the second period. No score on the board. The Lindenwood Lions, the winless Lindenwood Lions, are hanging tough with the number 8 team in the ACHA rankings. Puck out in front of Dodosha. No shot on net, however. Lindenwood looking to clear, and they're able to. And most likely will be an icing, and that's exactly what's called by the far side official.
Yeah, Kobe, this rink has been here ever since we started here at Arizona State. You and I both being seniors in our final semester, and it's always great calling games here because it's so much different than a traditional hockey vantage point. It's like hockey meets basketball. I know you're a big hoops guy being from Connecticut, and
I love hoops.
This is kind of the feel you get. You're right rinkside calling a hockey game. It's great.
Like I said, that intimate environment, you can't beat that, especially in sports. It doesn't matter what level. ASU has it right in front of their bench. Nobody with control. They got it out in front, just not close enough to get a shot off. Stick handling through a couple players, but a blocked shot into the pads of Ava Bilton. Still in control of ASU, but they get it out of the blue line where the Lindenwood Lions. Sun Devils go D to D. Into the stick on the forehand, but circling around, that was Kylie Label, still with it. Trying to get it up to her defense mate and Hannah Coons, but out of the zone. Run for the net of Glacier, who will just stick one aside. Finally, Lindenwood able to somewhat possess the puck in their offensive zone, but only for about a second or two. That's as long as they've had it at a time for 20-plus minutes of action. They do have 4 official shots on net. Almost another one, but right at the skate of Cameron Deviney down low. But there's 21 shots on goal and 21 saves for Dodosha. Far and away the MVP of the day for either side to start things off. Nothing really doing through the first 2.5 minutes. Wristing it out. Actually, it was into the hand of the defenseman there. Able to keep it in. It was Kelsey Olsen. Now at the stick of Lindenwood. A good wrist shot, but above the blocker of Glacier. Getting it towards the far side. Getting around one Lindenwood player, and that will be a penalty. It'll be tripping as soon as ASU loses possession. Trying to get it out in front. Blocked aside by Lindenwood, able to touch that puck. We'll see who will go to the box. We know it's for tripping, that's for sure. It'll be Bryn Carter. First penalty on either side. And the recipient is the defenseman from Atlanta, Georgia for the Lions.
Yeah, and she just kind of hacked at the midsection of a Sun Devil player and hacked her down, and that's going to be called a penalty. I know the refs here in Tempe like to let things go a little bit. A lot of physical play being let go by the referees, but any stick infractions tightly enforced as per usual. But Lindenwood giving this dangerous Sun Devil power play a chance here early on in the second.
Right in front of their own bench again. Gets it back up towards the top. Now over to the near side. The Devils looking for a chance. It's blocked aside. Second opportunity. Not able to get it on net. And Lindenwood gets it up and out. Clearing it away that time was Bilton. Draper gets it cross ice pass near side. Trying to stick with it towards the middle of the net, but unable to. Getting it back over towards the near side. Towards the far side, shot opportunity, and they score! Kylie Brown breaks the deadlock And the Devils draw first blood at home.
As simple as it gets in the game of hockey. Work it around. It's just a shot and a rebound. Sam Murphy, a smart shot off the right pad of Dadosha. And who's there to clean up the rebound? It's Kylie Brown with yet another power play goal. Terrific opportunity for the Sun Devils. Brown made no mistake.
Double digits in the goal column for Brown. Her 10th of the season. They get 13 points in just over 18 games. So coming out of the box is Bryn Carter. She was assessed that tripping penalty, and ASU took full advantage. Puck at the stick of Madeline Kristoff, has it in her defensive zone with some time. More jerseys in white and gold nearby. Gets it all the way up ice. Could have been an odd man rush for the Devils, but to no avail. Kristoff and Lavelle were fighting for it down low. Back at the stick of Kristoff. ASU able to keep it in for a moment, and then just able to poke it away was Lauren Miller to the opposite side. Corral now at the stick of Hannah Kuntz. All the way up ice to Davini. Odd man rush. Alexa take it to the opposite side around the face-off circle. Nobody out in front. That could have been dangerous. It won't be icing because it was just right off the stick of Davini to the opposite side. Now controlled by DeLees. Could be dangerous. Nobody out in front behind Glaister. Battling there nobly. Unable to do much with it was Devin Doty. Puck almost at the stick of Bree Powell, and they score! How about the hustle from Powell? A one-on-one she takes full advantage of. So they had no goals through 20 minutes. Make it 2 in the span of a minute and a half with 14:53 to go, second period.
And a heck of a goal from Bree Powell. That's her 6th of the year. Boy, the speed was on full display. She can fly, and she's got a great shot as well. Both were on display here in Tempe. As just went to the forehand side, low to the blocker, shooter shoot, and Bree Powell, a terrific goal on the breakaway. And seems like if Lindenwood can't get control of this game, it could get out of hand in the next 5 to 10 minutes here.
And Lindenwood, despite not winning a game this season, they're somewhat on an upward trend, because in back-to-back games, for the first time this season, they've scored at least 2 or more goals. They just haven't been able to break through with a win, as we mentioned. Puck back at the stick of the Devils, taking a spill. Getting right back up to her feet was Bolin. Once again, ASU with an opportunity, flying up the ice. Glove down for a second, they'll call a hand pass. Powell was still on the ice. Now she'll come off for the first time after scoring.
I'm surprised that play wasn't called offside. It looked pretty close at the line. I don't know if Burlmeyer was inside the blue line by the time she gloved it down, but I mean, regardless, still a hand pass if any picked that puck up. But again, Lindenwood's got to start generating a few chances, starting here with this offensive zone face-off. And if they don't get one and cut this deficit in half, you never want to give a team like ASU momentum like this, especially in their home barn with their home fans here.
ASU wins control in their defensive zone. That's going to go behind Glaister. She has been stout all night. Hasn't had a ton of production, but been able to come up with a save time and time again. Puck was at the stick of Murphy. Looking out in front for Kylie Brown, but sticked away by Martinez. They get it over back to the near side. Devils puck possession has been on point all night long. Bursting through a couple of players, still with it is Kylie Label. Almost like it's her own playground. She still has it back towards the near side. She was fighting off a defensive player for a long time. A shot goes up and over the goal. Now at the stick at the other side of Draper and the Devils. Aforementioned Draper back with it. Alexico slap shot and a nice save by Dodosha.
Boy, Draper had a ton of time to walk into that on her forehand, put all her body weight into that puck, but again, just no one in front for ASU. And although kudos to Draper for leaning into that slap shot, if Dodosha sees it, I mean, again, the one goal that she's let up that she hasn't really had control of was just her first bad rebound of the night that Kylie Brown was able to clean up on a power play. Other than that, I mean, one-on-one with Bree Powell, a lot of goaltenders in the ACHA would have a tough time with her on a breakaway. So
sure.
You can't necessarily fault her for either of the goals tonight.
22 of 24 for Dodosha. As Lindenwood able to get possession. Cross-ice pass, just nobody out in front. Maybe they'll get someone to spring out. And, oh, a collision into the net. Oh, my goodness. That's one of those really dangerous plays. You hope everyone gets up okay. Rushing all the way up ice, unable to control herself, was Schoenbart. Hey, Glacier went down, but now she's having a couple laughs. Everyone appears to be okay.
When Glacier, there's a couple routes you can take as a goaltender. You can either try and move out of the way or go down and kind of take the contact. Glacier, she went off the board. She tried to hop over.
Oh, yes.
Schoenbart there, and she had a laugh, and it's a bit of a melee in the crease for a moment, but a great opportunity for the Lions going on the power play here. It'll be Kelsey Olsen in the box for ASU.
Wristed away, good job by Sam Murphy. That shot just couldn't get through a couple of those jerseys in white and gold. ASU rushing all the way down with it. Back at the stick of Murphy. They don't certainly have numbers. Instead, they're just looking for more puck control. Murphy took a spill, but she's okay, back up on her feet. I don't know if you can hear, but there are a couple Lindenwood fans that traveled all the way from St. Charles, Missouri to cheer on the Lions. And that'll be an offside. Just got across the blue line when a player was leaking in a little bit too early.
Well, Kobe, you and I are East Coast kids. It's cold back where we're both from, and that cold stretch is certainly being felt in the state of Missouri and in the St. Louis area as well. And this Lindenwood team on a 4-game Arizona road trip. And
yes.
Boy, beautiful temperatures, beautiful weekend for it, all the way in the high 70s, low 80s.
Yeah.
I know the waste management tournament's here this weekend. Beautiful weather for that all around. So you got to understand why some of the parents and families and fans would travel down here for this 4-game trip.
Absolutely. Why would you not? Did a little bit of research on St. Charles as ASU continued to control for a second, under a minute to go on the power play. You know what, I'll get to that trivia in a second because it looks like Lindenwood could have a chance. Weeks with it around the net. Good job to shield off a defender out in front. This could be their chance. Gleister on the ground, able to stop that chance. Oh, and here's a 2-on-1 opportunity, shorthanded. Under 30 seconds to go on the power play. The shot saved by Dodosha. That was a beautiful chance in transition, but once more, relentless work from Lindenwood. Martinez pushed down, looks like Paige Bryan right in front of us, actually. And they'll call icing.
I believe this is actually going to be a penalty here. Looks like it's going to be a cross-check against the Lions.
Oh, and you know what? That was the one right in front of us.
Yeah, Martinez is gonna get the gate here for a cross-check, and Paige Bryan had her back turned to Martinez, and that's just an ill-advised cross-check. You can't do that on the numbers, and unfortunately for Lindenwood, it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 12 seconds, and then pretty lengthy power play opportunity. Again, the Sun Devils already 1 for 1.
Those are the kind of opportunities. Can't do anything silly. And that's what Lindenwood did. You want all 12 seconds that were left on the power play at your disposal. Not sure why the whistle was blown. Murphy was on the ice for the faceoff and then just
I think it's
4 on the boards.
It's 4-on-4. I think they prematurely were setting up the power play.
Oh, the refs kind of gave him a gift. You could have, well, I guess you can't call too many men or too many women in this case before the puck drops. I've never seen that before. So now a power play here for ASU, under 1:40 to go, but back into Lindenwood's own end, or defensive end rather. Offensive end, pardon me. Battling back there was B. Nickel. Just too many ferocious Sun Devils that were able to push it up and out of the zone. Getting it over near side to Kylie Label. Label probing. Likes to go slap shots wide of the net, but glove down by Dodosha.
A minute 6 left here on the power play. And Arizona State creeping up to that 30 shot mark. They had 20 after the first frame, Kobe. And again, it's kind of bend but don't break for Lindenwood. And finally, it kind of broke open in the first part of this period as Sam Murphy in the faceoff dot. Draw one back by Lindenwood. Weeks battles with it in the corner. The Lions are able to get it out past the stick of Devaney.
You know what, real quick? I kind of gave a tease to everyone listening at home to some of the trivia, and I'll get to it right now with the Sun Devils trying to get back into their offensive zone. But St. Charles, Missouri, it's 30 minutes outside of St. Louis. Devaney with it now near side. And also a fun fact is Chuck Berry lived there for a long time. I'll get Lachlan, you to go back on the play-by-play duty. Just wanted to get that in for a second before I forgot, and for the fans at home to tune in and get a sense of exactly where St. Charles is, and a celebrity that lived there for a long time.
Oh, look at you, making us look all polished, doing our research on St. Charles, Missouri.
Have to inform the viewers.
Sam Murphy carrying this puck low, spins away for a defender. Murphy into the slot, nobody home for Arizona State. Here's Bree Powell. Powell's got tons of time. Bilton watching her. Powell's towards the net, and it's in. Somehow, some way, Bree Powell's got her second of the period, and it's 3-0 Sun Devils. I don't know what that hit or how that found its way past Dodosha. But they don't ask how, they ask how many. Bree Powell's got 2, ASU's got 3. And another power play marker as well for the Sun Devils. Play begins now.
The power play clock was dwindling down to triple zeros. They were able to get that goal with just 2 seconds remaining on it. Got to get pucks towards the net. That's the name of the game, and that's exactly what they were able to do. And they extend their lead now to a huge 3-goal brace.
So here's Coons and ASU working up ice. 3-on-3 with some back checkers as well. Coons on her backhand, shovels this into the slot. Mad scramble for it, backhander towards the goal. Liv Leavelle couldn't jam it home. DeLees had that puck pop over her stick. Now Coons at center red, shovels this in, away from danger. Lindenwood gets a change. Off the stick of Dottie and in. Glaister stops it behind for Kuntz. On her forehand, rims it around for Kristoff. Just one forechecker deep for Lindenwood right now. Trying to change that as Kristoff stops up. Over to Kuntz. Now Kuntz swings it. That's in the feet of Sophie Sears. Too far for her. Tries to give chase, but could not get the puck back. Now a turnover for DeLees. And DeLees near side, trying to work around her defender. Mackenzie Cameron stood her up, but ASU still possesses. Sears towards the goal, blockered away. Rebound is loose, controlled by Lindenwood now as they try to clear.
That was a funny shot for Spears. She was heading towards the ASU bench, and it was almost like a fadeaway shot attempt, and her momentum took her towards the bench, so she just ended up hopping up and over the boards.
Scramble now in the ASU defensive zone. DeLees has it in her feet, kicks it to the blue line, but kept in. Samantha Roth shovels it towards the net. Glaister handles it with ease. Roth keeps it in once again at the right point. The left point, I should say, by the right-handed Roth. Good backhand pass by Draper. Kristoff has to look out. Cameron was pinching in, but she's able to get the puck out. Lindenwood slaps it right back in for Evelyn Olsen. She'll wind it up in her own end. Now Olsen for Paige Bryan. Harassed at the line, can't get it in. Good back check by Bree Nickel. Draper. Now near side. ASU has it now with Evelyn Olsen from Kelsey Olsen. Evelyn Olsen to the net. And it's covered up and held by Erica Dodosha. So it looks like another penalty will be coming here to Lindenwood behind the play. Looks like it'll be a hold on Ava Bilton. So a Sun Devil power play that's already 2 for 2, going back to work here with 6:09 remaining in period number 2.
Yeah, it's everything you ask for and more. I mean, they've executed just about the same game plan as they did the first 20 minutes. Now they've just been more successful with it, and they're certainly hungry for another.
Now here's Brown, to Powell, over to Murphy. Murphy now to Powell, who's got a pair tonight. Powell stops up and shovels it back for Devaney. Devaney quarterbacking this unit, now in the middle. Now a shot off the right pad, off the stick of Kylie Brown. Dangerous chance for one of the most dangerous Sun Devil goal scorers.
Lindenwood's got to be careful. They had no one out in front.
Devaney banks it down low, intercepted, and cleared the length of the ice. Great clear off the stick of Alexandria Toll.
And if you're Lindenwood, you obviously don't want anybody screening your goaltender in Dodosha, but they had no one there with almost a point-blank opportunity for the Devils.
So Devaney and Powell get their signals crossed. Puck caught in the stick, and Lindenwood sends it back down as Murphy retrieves for ASU. Murphy will wind it up through the neutral zone, got plenty of space to work. She cuts up ice. Once again, loses an edge. That's the second time she's lost an edge on what looks to be that right skate blade. Devaney and company restart. Now up for Georgia Dezane, second unit on for the Sun Devils. Dezane, plenty of space to operate, stops up, works it cross ice. Label tries to hit Burlmeyer in the middle, to the line, and finally gets by the stick of Mara Draper. Now here's Sophie Sears, in shot, and just held. Barely. Had to squeeze that, was Erica Dodosha. Her 33rd of the night. It remains 3-0. 28 seconds remain on this power play.
That was a serious chance. She was absolutely flying. Just able to pedal her way on down towards the net. Dodosha able to corral it beautifully. But you're able to see the skating on full display for Sears. She's been terrific this season.
Now here's Burlmeyer on her forehand, shovels it across the crease, looking for Kylie Brown to no avail. Brown circling the offensive zone. Pass too far for Draper. She's got all kinds of space, walks in and fires one. Big block made there. That was Kristen Martinez. Now here's Brown, fires this into the shin pad. That was Madison Olsen with the block, and for the first time tonight, Lindenwood is successful on the penalty kill, but there's a delayed penalty coming up as ASU continues to possess this puck. Here's Kylie Brown, shot in the breadbasket and held by Dodosha.
Yeah, they're gonna call a hook. I mean, you did your job, you did the hardest part, and now you gotta put 2 more minutes back on the clock. Somebody I can't see because the referee is covering that player is protesting. I think it's Martinez trying to say that the ASU player that drew the penalty was flopping, and going to the box as we speak is Jordan Rigdon, native of Rolette, Texas. Just as soon as they kill their first penalty successfully tonight, got to put those 2 minutes flat back up on the clock.
2 for 3 is the Sun Devil power play. They are just at work, unsuccessful, but now they'll get another chance. As here's Murphy, shot fake, walks to the middle. Go to the left side, Powell, shot blocked by Olsen. Battle ensues, help out is there from Paige Bryan as Devaney shovels this towards the goal, looking for the stick of Dezane. That puck goes wide. The Lions clear this as far as Devaney at her own blue line. Now to Murphy. Now over to Dezane. Makeshift power play unit combo of the first and second units out there as Powell over to Murphy cross ice. Walking to the middle, spinning on her backhand. Murphy fires one towards the goal off the glove of Dodosha. Dezane to Murphy on the half wall. And it's taken away and cleared. Look out, here's Toll with a breakup ice. Bree Powell coming back. Toll's got a player going to the net and just misses her. Bree Nickel was streaking down the slot. Puck went just under her stick, and a beautiful chance for the Lions shorthanded. ASU's got to get themselves under control here. Paige Bryan back with it. Just over a minute gone in the man advantage to Mara Draper. Draper for Label in the neutral zone. Label stops up, is content with staying there at the left half wall. Now shovels it down low. Now Sears up top for Draper. Draper on her forehand. Over to Label. Fires. Blocked away by Olsen once again. Another big block for Olsen out there. But Label wins the puck back. She's got this on her forehand. Look at it shoot. Fires one towards the goal, and it goes to the back door. Kylie Brown unable to get her stick on it. Now Brown. Forehand shot, glove save made by Dodosha.
Relentless pressure right now from the Devils. 37 total shots on Dodosha. She's done all she can to keep her team in this one. And Lindenwood's best chance by far of the night, coming off of a turnover, and the timing just a little bit off on that 2-on-1 opportunity the other way. They would have got extra style points with a shorthanded goal too. Still have 15 more seconds to kill on this power play, however, for the Devils.
Face off, one back to Burlmeyer. Shovels it for Label. Label surveys, now tees up Draper with a one-timer. Sears couldn't get her stick on that, and it's gloved down efficiently by Erica Dodosha. Just under 2 minutes remaining, 4 seconds even on this fourth power play opportunity for Arizona State. As now out of the box is Jordan Rigdon. So now here's Hannah Coons, shovels it in. Cameron. Now to Coons at the left point, fires one towards the goal, tipped in front, and couldn't get it there was Kelsey Olsen. Well, they whack away at its side of the net. Whistle goes. Dodosha covers. Interesting sequence there as it was a miraculous tip in the low slot. Face-off won by ASU. Here's Kuntz. Shovels it to the half wall. Paige Bryan shovels it towards the goal, and it finds its way in again. Looks like it might have been Paige Bryan with the goal. Fourth of the night for the Sun Devils. Make it 2 on the power play, 2 even strength. They're really starting to break this one open.
And Lindenwood, with these penalties that have been assessed to them, they're not asking to be down in this game, but that's just exactly what's happening, and it's been the recipe for success for ASU to be able to take advantage of these kind of opportunities, and their percentage has been far successful here in this period. All 4 penalties that they've drawn have been in the last 19 minutes of action.
It was a penalty-free first period overall. It's not been the case for Lindenwood, and that's definitely not something they needed after they were tied 0-0 with the 8th-ranked team in the country, as here they come again. DeZane, good stick there as it's up into the netting and out of play. Just under a minute remaining here in period number 2. 38-12 are the shots on goal. Again, we've mentioned ASU has run that shot total up a couple of times this season, specifically in 2026 here at home. They could amass the 40 shot mark through 40 minutes, which is something I can't say I've seen. Now Devaney wins the race. Shovels it down for Burlmeyer. She's on her backhand, corrals it now, trying to circle it in front, gets it to Powell, side of the goal, they jam away at it. Devaney in there, couldn't poke it home. To the line and out, but as far as DeZane, it's center red. Backtracks and hits Devaney on the near side. She'll just shovel this one in on her backhand, get it deep for ASU. DeZane goes for a change. She got to watch out as Kate Streak hopped right on, and the puck came right to her. Street Comley makes a play up to Bree Powell.
Just about one more chance, and I guess maybe one more after this. Quick shot opportunity. Glove down by Dodosha once more. 39 shots on goal for Arizona State.
So I know I said I've never seen the 40 shots in 40 minutes. I don't know if I've seen 39 in 40 minutes, so I guess that's a benchmark in and of itself.
It's impressive, and the fact that now they're able to say that they've scored multiple times, 4 times in fact, 3 on the power play, is really a sight to see.
So that'll do it. 40 minutes down here in Tempe. Shots 39-12 in favor of the Sun Devils, and they lead on the scoreboard as well, 4-0. 4 goals in the period for Arizona State. As teams will exit the ice, was goals from Kylie Brown, Bree Powell, Sophie Sears, Kelsey Olson, Paige Bryan, excuse me, not Kelsey Olson. It was a shot by Kelsey Olson, tipped in front by Paige Bryan.
And you gotta love it. I don't know if the viewers at home were able to see, but the 2 goaltenders, Glaister and Eatinger, is not playing tonight. We're pumping up the crowd directly to the right of us. Obviously, they're in the heat of battle. They're winning 4-0, but it just shows the kind of atmosphere and the culture that they're creating. It's fun, it's competitive, but bringing in the fans and their biggest supporters as well. That was cool to see.
So a pair from Bree Powell, Kylie Brown and Paige Bryan as well, as they've broken it open here. We're 40 minutes through in Tempe. We'll take a quick break, intermission. On the way, we'll send it over to Reese Chell as well, who will have an interview with a Sun Devil. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Inferno TV. Welcome back through 40 minutes here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex here in Tempe, Arizona. 4-0 is the score in favor of the Arizona State Sun Devils, and we're going to send it down to Reese Chell at the bench, and with a woman who had a pair of those goals, Brianne Powell. Reese with Brianne Powell. Take it away. Welcome back. Final frame about set to go here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex. 4-0 for the Arizona State Sun Devils over the Lindenwood Lions. He's Kobe Bronstein. I'm Lachlan McTagg. We do sincerely apologize for the technical difficulties that we've been enduring tonight as period 3 is underway. Puck is dropped. Martinez off glass as far as Mara Draper. Now Draper to Streak. Looking to break this puck out. Banks it over to Bree Powell. She stopped in her tracks immediately, and Burlmeyer over there ties a player up as well. Powell straddles the blue line before getting it in near side to Draper. Draper back to Powell. Banks it back to Draper. Trying to evade the check of Martinez. Devaney falls to the ice as well. Draper shielding the puck. Trying to get it free. Here's Burlmeyer. Chance on goal. Short side. Glove save made by Erica Dodosha. Kobe, we mentioned just now that, we were talking, obviously, you and I have been through these weeks in the spring semester. Softball season starting right now. Men's and women's basketball in full swing. Men's hockey in full swing. Women's club hockey in full swing. There's just tons of sports, not to mention it's the week of the waste management. The Super Bowl is this week. We have a lot of camera equipment in a lot of different places across a lot of student clubs here at the Cronkite School at Arizona State. And kind of feeling the effects of that this evening so far. So we do apologize for the difficulties that we have been enduring so far on the broadcast.
Just makes me think, if you can imagine 3 years ago, that with all those things going on, which they were 3 years ago too, the Super Bowl was here. The Super Bowl was here in Phoenix and Glendale, and upwards of 1 million to 2 million people just visiting the Valley. It's a fun time right now.
Certainly it is. Not a fun time if you're trying to check out correct camera gear, but that's besides the point. Back to the hockey now as Kylie Label spins off a check. She's knocked to the ice by Cameron. Now here's Nanaimo's Mackenzie Cameron cross ice for Dottie. Too hot off her stick. Gets it in for Ruby DeLees. Wholesale change for Lindenwood. Now Olsen to Paige Bryan. Bryan across the blue line makes a nifty move. Paige Bryan in on goal, fires. Great save made by the left shoulder of Dodosha. Olsen to the line. Here's DeZane. Fires, tipped in front, looked like it went off the stick or skate of Kelsey Olsen. Hounding this puck down, gets it back. Olsen, backhander in the slot, hits a body in front, goes just wide. She retrieves her rebound, however, and is on this puck. Olsen, cross ice. Now here's DeZane, has tons of time, fires, scores! Georgia DeZane, her first of the season, makes it 5-0 Arizona State.
Yeah, I think that one Dodosha would want back. She seemed like she was positioned perfectly, and the puck just slithered right under her glove. She made the hardest save on really an individual chance up ice for Paige Bryan. It was a beautiful effort from her, and they maintained possession and control, and once again are able to get into the scoring column. Halfway to double digits, and just in commanding fashion, taking care of business right now.
So you'll see that puck on Instagram later, and that's because it's Georgia DeZane's first collegiate goal. She had 3 assists last season as a freshman, and gets her first career one with ASU. Got to be a good feeling for the sophomore.
Congratulations, Georgia.
Now Sears in front. Kristoff backdoor, couldn't whack away at it. In neutral ice for Kate Streak. Well, back go the Lions the other way. Rigdon gets it in, but only as far as Streak as she clears it to Sophie Sears. Sears, toe drag move here. Sears in on goal, save made, rebound is loose and cleared away. Great glove save by Dodosha. Now here's Martinez pushing the pace up ice. Martinez going wide towards the goal. Glaister makes a stick save and shovels it wide of the net. Martinez now back to Bilton. Over to Weeks. Weeks has space, shoots, and a block made by Kate Streak, and Weeks goes down to the ice. Puck is touched up by the Sun Devils, and it looks like Kate Streak will head to the box for a tripping minor. So Lindenwood with a good chance to get on the board here.
And it was a really good chance even right before the tripping call. We talked earlier that, you know, I love hoops. Who doesn't love hoops? It's a great sport. Martinez was out there. She almost shielded off one of the ASU defensemen like she was setting a screen in basketball. Not exactly sure who it gave. I think it was Kaylee Keller an opportunity to shoot wide open on Glaister, who was able to come up with a save. And they're on the power play.
Lions power play. Here's Bilton. Now back to Cameron, top of the point. Walks and fires it across for Weeks. That was in her feet. Devaney is there. Tries to clear it, but Weeks blocks it. Back on the stick of Devaney. Knocked down with a high stick. Murphy tries to chip this away. Could be a 2-on-0. Here's Sam Murphy in alone, and she hits the knob of the stick of Dodosha. Oof. Knob of the stick, crossbar, and out of play off the netting. Boy, that shot was labeled.
That had some serious steam. That caught the post, too.
Two of the goaltender's best friends, the knob of your stick and the crossbar or post. Both combined to keep Sam Murphy off the score sheet there. Draper decides to bring it into neutral ice, little pirouette. She's still got this puck. Great time-wasting maneuver by Mara Draper as she chips it for Paige Bryan, who gets this in. Cameron will retrieve, rims it for Weeks. She's got space for now, but Powell's bearing in on her. Now second layer with Bryan, and they intercept. Good pressure on the penalty kill from the Sun Devils.
That was a hard spill from Weeks.
Yeah, Weeks goes flying into the board. She gets up okay. Laboring that shoulder a little bit by the looks of it, but seems to be skating it off. Now Paige Bryan works it down low for Draper. The defenseman first in on the forecheck on the PK. Rimmed around, nobody home except for a Sun Devil. That's Bree Powell. Powell fires just wide of the blocker's side. Now Draper holding this in. They're playing 4-on-5.
I think Weeks is hurt. She's staying out there, but she's only carrying her stick with her left hand.
Unfortunately, she can't get off the ice just yet as it's still in, as it's rimmed around for the aforementioned Weeks. Boy, really laboring that shoulder there.
She's tucking in her right arm.
Gutting it out this shift. Caitlin Weeks being an absolute warrior out there in pain, no doubt. Now label tough collision there with Weeks, trying to get the puck out. Murphy and company in there. They're back at full strength. Boy, a lot of that penalty kill for ASU spent in the Lindenwood end. Now here's Burlmeyer, top of the circle, fires it into the glove and held by Dodosha. Finally, Weeks can get some medical attention.
That was a long shift if you're Lindenwood.
So top line out there for Arizona State. Doesn't get easier for the Lions as face-off one back by Murphy. Here's Coons. Now DeLees unloads a one-timer in the equipment of Kylie Label. She fishes this free. Label down low for Murphy. Couldn't work out below the goal line. Now here's Martinez. Chips it up for Miller. She was looking behind her. Murphy has this with lots of speed on the neutral ice. Working wide, protecting the puck, getting it in, and Dodosha covers this one up and just elects to hold it for a face-off. That'll be to her right. Just under 6.5 gone here in the final frame. Arizona State added another goal off the stick of Georgia Dezane, her first collegiate goal for the sophomore defenseman from Alberta. Face-off one back. Here's DeLees. Deflected just wide of the goal. Blocked in front, it looked like. Paige Bryan tries to rim this down, though. Took a hard hit into the wall as well. Martinez gets stapled in there by Bryan, much to the avail of the crowd of students in that near corner. Now Bree Nickel gets it as far as Olsen. Here's Evie Olsen. Going wide, looking for a lane. In front now. Kelsey Olsen. It's Olsen to Olsen. in the back of the net. Crazy scramble in front. Put 6 up on the board for the Sun Devils.
That's another one, Lachlan. I don't really know how that got in the net. It might have inadvertently went off a skate. Dadosha was slightly out of position with the scrum for the puck right in front of her crease. Some way, somehow, once again, puck finds the back of the net. 6-0 Devils. And I believe Lindenwood called their only timeout they have at their disposal. Coach Andrew Miller wanting to talk things over with her squad. But everyone seems like they're getting involved offensively. And you got to love it if you're the ASU fans in attendance, the coaching staff, and the team itself.
And early on, this game had a different feel to it as Lindenwood and the Sun Devils were tied 0-0 through 20 minutes of play. Lindenwood was playing some pretty sound defense, and Dadosha was up to the task. 20 shots faced in that first period. She stopped them all with what looked like ease. She looked to be in a flow state in the goal, and then a rebound goal, a couple power play opportunities, a breakaway from Bree Powell, and all of a sudden you're looking up there at 6-0 and another game that seems to be getting away from the Lions.
No doubt about it. And it's been a balanced attack for the Sun Devils offensively. 3 power play goals, 3 goals at even strength, rebounds, breakaways, goals that probably don't even mean to go in and they still go in, right? I mean, we've just about seen everything you can cross off on your bingo card if you're at home.
Well, what's the saying? You got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good.
Absolutely. I 1,000% agree with that notion.
ASU controls it. Here's Dezane at the point. Shovels it over to Leavelle. Popped over her stick. Now Rigdon trying to get it out. And just does. Now Coxworthy. See if she got center red. It looks like she did. It wasn't far enough there for an icing regardless. Dezane will restart for Arizona State. Gets the red line and gets it in. Change underway for the Sun Devils as well as here's Cameron. Turns it over. Devaney with tons of speed going the other way on her backhand. Shovels it towards the goal. Rebound is loose over the stick of Powell. Devaney knocked to the ice. Shovels it for Berlmeyer. Trying to go to the backhand as well down Main Street. The cycle is in full swing here as Devaney shovels this just wide. Now here's Streak. Down low for Powell. Powell fires this in the shin pad of Cameron. Gets her rebound right back. They jam away at it. Powell whacks away at it. It's a mad scramble in the crease. And finally, Dadosha has covered this puck.
Ava Bilton absolutely wore one. I don't know exactly who fired in that shot, but she stood tall like a statue and took the brunt of it. Absolute warrior.
Martinez shovels this to her D partner, Bryn Carter, who returns feed for Martinez. Now near side, Piper Thomas, gloved down by Mara Draper. Good play made by the defenseman, but here's Dottie. Dottie's got a big shot, and she fires into the glove of Maya Glaister.
That was awkward. Draper passed it back and was trying to find a teammate, but instead it found the stick of a Lindenwood Lion, and those opportunities for the roadside are coming few and far between. Unable to capitalize once again to Glaister, who stood on the task.
We mentioned it earlier, Lindenwood scoring goals
here we go.
Back-to-back as here's Kylie Label, 2-on-1 breaking with Brown. Label across to Brown, tipped in front by their own man. And now Murphy goes crashing down to the ice. Bryn Carter laid a big hit against her. Everyone seems to be okay. Keller chirping in there as well. Murphy yet to get up. She's got a big smile on her face, though, as she so often does. Could have been a dangerous chance.
I think a little bit too unselfish there, where she was looking for the pass. Leibel all along, but I think she really had it on her stick and could have made some more magic out of it. Not like they necessarily would have needed it, just would have been extra insurance and an extra dagger capitalization into the hearts of the Lions.
Cameron chips this off the glass and out. Length of the ice, Coons back deep to get it, and icing is called. And boy, referee got a look out there as Kylie Brown almost spun him around. We're seeing all kinds of things out here. Now Cameron and Murphy having a bit of a chat. Two captains. Seems to be nothing but friendly, and you'd hope so in a game like this. You don't want to do anything silly if you're either side.
Again, both these teams playing tomorrow night as well.
Now label wraparound chance, save made by Dodosha. Now Schoonmaker for Cameron. Cameron for Bree Nickel. Tries to chip it by Coons, cannot. Kylie labeled in there for support. Sam Murphy in there. Murphy and Nickel cross-checking each other. A few pleasantries exchanged. Now here's Kylie Label working wide. Fighting off the stick check there of Rigdon. Now it's circled towards the goal, but it's gobbled up and held by Erica Dodosha. .10:32 remaining, period number 3. He's Kobe Bronstein. I'm Lachlan McTagg, taking you through every piece of action here tonight at the Mountain America Community Iceplex. Another late puck drop. Last two have been either 9:30 or 9:15. Tonight was around 9:25 as long-range shot from Mia Jarvis, gloved by Dodosha. So we mentioned earlier, series against Miami, Ohio for Lindenwood. They scored in both those games. First time they'd scored goals in back-to-back games all season, trying to make it 3 in a row, and that kind of be their only consolation prize at this point, down 6-0.
A team that I'm sure has taken a lot of moral victories this season. I mean, got to keep it real, right? Probably more than they would have liked, but they're battling tonight.
You got to give them a lot of credit for hanging with a team like Arizona State. This is the first time Lindenwood's made the trip down to Tempe as well. As we say that, Evelyn Olsen on a partial break down the near side. Olsen, blocker, post, rebound for Kelsey Olsen is gobbled up there. Boy, Evelyn Olsen almost had a goal.
Man, oh man, how did that not go in?
That would have been her first goal, first point of the season. Been in and out of the lineup so far this season.
Post had other plans on that one.
Senior forward looking to add herself to the score sheet. But yeah, the post, again, the goaltender's best friend. We saw it earlier with the shaft of the stick and the crossbar from Sam Murphy. So Bryn Carter actually behind the play will get a cross-checking penalty. Martinez pleads her case for something in the face-off dot as well. Now face-off, one back to Draper. Over to Burlmeyer. Now shot just wide of the goal. Sophie Sears back to the top of the point for Draper. Shoveled for Brown. Brown in the middle. Burlmeyer gets it and shot just wide of the goal. Martinez slaps this the length of the ice. 30 seconds, just about that gone here on this man advantage for Arizona State. Hope to just tick the clock down now, get out of here and get to bed, hopefully before 2 in the morning. Just past 11 o'clock local time here in Tempe. Kylie Brown harassed there by Madison Olsen, and the Lions will clear this down the length of the ice.
Much better job on the penalty kill for Lindenwood. I also just got a piece of information from a Lindenwood fan. I'm not sure if it's the parent of Dodosha, but I was told that with that last save from Erica Dodosha, it was her 1,000th of her Lindenwood career.
Wow.
So congratulations, and that's really quite the accomplishment.
And again, coming into this game, although her record, Kobe, 0-13 this season, she had a .910 save percentage.
Extremely
That's just
impressive.
something you don't see ever. And all that means is that she's just seeing upwards of 40, 50 shots a night.
You beat me to it. A lot of that is volume. It's not like she's facing a minimum amount of shots and there's more of them than not going in. But she has just been an absolute wall. All you can ask for a goalie.
As well, I got to give credit, too, to these Lindenwood penalty killers. They blocked a lot of shots here as Devaney rolls around the outside.
And back at even strength as well. Another successful power play kill for Lindenwood. So now 3 for either 5 or 6, I'm forgetting now, tonight.
Cross-checked into the boards by Martinez goes Paige Bryan. Whistle goes immediately. Net off its moorings. I don't know if they're going to call a penalty.
That certainly looked like a cross-check behind the net. Looks like they're just going to fix the net and just get it.
It didn't look quite on the numbers, but
post.
that stick did look a little bit high there. But
Yeah.
regardless, I think they're just going to start playing this 5-on-5. And another interesting point here on Dodosha, just watching her in warm-ups, not only is she the only dressed goaltender out here for Lindenwood, which means she's probably going to be playing all 4 games, which is just incredibly tough to do as a goaltender. I mean, you see even at the men's Division I college level, goalies going back-to-back in a weekend, it takes a toll on their body, especially later in the season now that you get into February. But potentially playing all 4 games on this road trip here and continuing to be a workhorse in the crease. But she didn't take many pucks in warm-up. She was hardly in the crease at all facing shots. She faced a couple at a time, then would skate off to the corner and just get herself focused, get herself ready, get herself stretched. And boy, probably why she looked so good and in such a good flow state in that first period as well.
6 goals on the board, but again, 53 shots coming at her in this game. One of the recent saves and stops she made, her 1,000th of her career once again, officially 47 saves, and will continue to go up tonight.
Nifty move by DeLees at the red line. She controls this puck along with Kelsey Olsen, but it comes back out into neutral ice for Hannah Kuntz. Junior defenseman leads all D-men in points for ASU. She did so last year as well. Burlmeyer on the forecheck, couldn't get it back for the Sun Devils. Kristoff couldn't get it back either. Now mad scramble. Kuntz has that puck escape her grasp as Piper Thomas retrieves this. Along the half wall for Weeks. Rims it all the way around, too far for Thomas. Kristoff into the shin pads of Piper Thomas and tries to chip this to herself. To the line, but not out. Puck off the chest of Glaister. And now rolled into the corner. That was off the stick of Alexandria Toll. Kristoff takes a spill below the goal line. Kuntz retrieves for the Sun Devils and looks to break this puck out against a tired group of Lions and as well a tired group of Sun Devils as they're looking to get a change. Burlmeyer, that's not going to get it done. His puck shoveled into the bench of Arizona State. Looked like it went off the shin pads of somebody over there, maybe Burlmeyer.
That's just a sign. Both teams were changing, tired legs. You get those fresh legs out there, and then right before they're able to make their mark on this game, just gets in that little crevice between the bench. So you get a face-off at center ice, controlled by the Devils once more.
Draper tries to get this to Sears. Get blocked by Coxworthy with their stick. And the Lions have it in the Sun Devil end. 2-on-2 battle ensues. Liv Lavelle in there to help out as well. Now shoveled towards the goal. Sticked away by Glaister in the slot now. Here's Troll at the point. Fires this off a stick and just wide of the goal. Kristoff can't get it.
Off the stick of Sears on that one, directed it wide.
Now a slap shot from the right point from Caitlin Weeks is held with ease by Maya Glaister. 5:04 remaining, period number 3 here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex. 6-0 Sun Devils. If you tuned into the first period and then just tuned back in now here on Inferno TV on YouTube, boy, you missed a lot. Sun Devils trying to break out. Now here's Bree Powell. She's got a pair of goals tonight. One on the breakaway, one a power play goal as well. Now Olsen gets it out. Mia Jarvis, the 7th defenseman, getting some time here in the waiting minutes of the third period. She takes this up the middle by herself. Mia Jarvis has players with her, tries to shovel it in front, but good block by Cameron. Burlmeyer takes a Awkward tumble into the boards over there as well. Burlmeyer poked away by Cameron. Olsen now to the line, but not out. Good hold in by Claire Bolin. Now the defenseman Cameron was up near the red line, and now Jarvis for Devaney. Pass was behind her, couldn't keep her momentum going, but she just flips this as far as Kaylee Keller. Pinching down is Bolin, keeping the puck in the end. Murphy and Powell battling away. Murphy trying to step through on the half wall, was unsuccessful. Now here's Dottie getting away, but here's Kylie Brown. Looked to be offside. I thought that puck came outside the zone. But regardless, Murphy couldn't get there in time. Dodosha covers. Faceoff will come to her left. So I was here during the Utah game as well last Wednesday, Kobe, and it's always great to see, no matter what time puck drops at, the fans continue to show up for this team.
We talked about how late it is local time, let alone the time for the fans listening at home in the early morning. And, you know, there's upwards of over 100 people still here in the late hours of this Thursday night.
Can only imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like and how many families travel down for senior weekend. Now sticked away. Dodosha lost it. It's in her pads, loose in the crease now. They whack away at it. And finally, Dodosha has it covered as Kylie Label goes down to the ice. Kaylee Keller had her stick caught in her midsection. Boy, that's got to hurt the old tailbone. Taken plenty of those falls myself. Not pleasant.
You know you're just about to go down after the play, and not only go down, but sometimes fists to cuffs. Not quite on that play, but got to keep your head on a swivel at all times.
Now here's Coons, couple nice moves towards the goal, save made, rebound. Now to the point, here's Kelsey Olsen.
Great blocker save by Dodosha.
As DeLee's timed up for a one-timer, she didn't get all of that puck. Flipping this to the line, and it's gloved down by DeLees. She's on her forehand, spins away, backhand. Trying to get it for Olsen. Now DeLees, sound like a broken record, calling her name a lot on this shift here. Olsen for the aforementioned Ruby DeLees. Towards the goal, blocked away. Now Olsen has it, just chips this to the net. Had a rainbow arc on that puck, but Dodosha tracked it the whole way and made a glove save, I should say.
And that was her 50th save of the night. And the best chances for Lindenwood in this game have come off of turnovers. It's not like they've been able to create offense of their own once they have most of the team up ice. It's usually on an odd man rush, a 2-on-1. They haven't had enough of those. Here so maybe could be one.
Potential break, good back pressure by the Sun Devils, and Coxworthy's able to get this in. Kirkland below the goal, stolen away by Streak right away. She passes this up the middle, too far for Lavelle. Toll will just dump this deep. Now here's Draper, nice move to her forehand. Now for Lavelle in the middle. Now Rigdon takes it away. Over to Kirkland, but Bree Powell, fresh off the bench, able to steal it away for Arizona State. 1-on-3, Bree Powell goes wide, but gets as far as Weeks. Nifty tight turn maneuver by her as Powell staying on her the entire way. Now Burlmeyer tries to steal. Powell gets this back. She's got Devaney back door. Couldn't get the puck to her, but Powell has it once more and sticked away by Dodosha. Burlmeyer for Powell down low. In front, Devaney tips it just wide. Boy, that would have been such a pretty goal there for Arizona State. Just under 90 seconds remaining here in the hockey game. Burlmeyer out front, Devaney. Powell whacks away at it. Still puck in the slot. Dangerous chance created for the Sun Devils. Streak dives, keeps it in momentarily, but here goes Caitlin Weeks.
1 minute remaining in the third period.
It's announced over the PA, 60 seconds and ticking here in Tempe. Draper. Long cross ice feed for Devaney. Goes back to the near side for Kylie Label. Label turns away. Looking for an option, swarmed by a pair of Lions there. Poked away by Dottie. redlining in as far as Bryn Carter. Now Keller steps through to the middle. Now Lindenwood just gets this in on goal. Glaister's got to handle this with her stick and her pad and the VH. DeZane. Good cross-ice snap pass to Kylie Brown, who gets this ahead of the captain, Sam Murphy. Murphy on her forehand has a shot just wide of the goal. Now follows it up with a rebound. Trying to get it to Brown. Now 5 to play. Mia Jarvis down low for Murphy. Chipped into the middle on the stick of Schoonbert. And down the length of the ice. That'll do it. Make it 3 consecutive shutouts for the freshman Maya Glaister. 17 saves is all it took, but it's a 6-0 victory for Arizona State. So they get 58 shots in 60 minutes, Kobe.
That's ridiculous.
Doesn't matter who's in net at that point.
The pace was absolutely relentless from the opening puck drop. Hats off to Erica Dodosha, who made 52 saves tonight, including breaking a milestone mark of having 1,000 saves in her career. So again, another game for Lindenwood that goes down as a loss. There's a couple moral victories you can take out of it, including the performance of Dodosha, and just not enough turnovers for Arizona State for them to take advantage of.
And as the teams shake hands here and the Sun Devils get ready to salute the upcoming schedule, of course, tomorrow night, puck drop at 5 o'clock, right back here at the Iceplex here on a Friday, right before the men's Division I game against St. Cloud State. So this building will be rocking all weekend long. Next weekend, senior weekend against Grand Canyon, including the Valentine's Day senior game. Should be a terrific holiday crossover for the hockey world. Then the Sun Devils will travel down to Tucson to take on their heated rivals, the University of Arizona Wildcats, on the 21st and 22nd, and then that'll be it for the regular season. For the Independents, they'll have to wait until potentially March 18th for the national tournament. They currently sit 8th in the rankings right now. Sun Devils salute their crowd. It's a 6-0 victory. Make it 4 in a row here on home ice. 3 in a row for Maya Glaister. She gets yet another shutout, does the freshman. We'll take a quick break. We'll send it over to Reese Chell for a post-game interview after. Stay right with us here on Inferno TV. for a 6-0 Arizona State victory, and we'll send it down to Reese Shell post-game with defenseman Georgia Dezane, who notched her first career goal as a Sun Devil. Reese.
This morning, which kind of brought great energy in today because it is a long season, but we all have a goal that we want to achieve together, and I think that's ultimately like the biggest motivation that we have all together as a group.
Awesome. And lastly, Olympics is up. Women's hockey, started today. Is there any players, teams that you are keeping up with?
Well, I'm Canadian, so definitely go Canada. I think all the girls are fantastic hockey players, and I'm excited to see this go down.
Yeah, I mean, all the girls have said that they're rooting for Team Canada.
Canada. Go Canada always.
Yeah, well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
and have a great night. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that, Reese. And you know what they say, we've been full of phrases and sayings tonight, Kobe. Third time's the charm, and finally we got it working with Reese, and it's her first time doing ringside with us here on Inferno TV. Very grateful for her. She's worked behind the scenes a couple times so far this season with us here on Inferno TV. And Kobe, the 6-0 victory, we've talked about it a little bit, and we've talked a little bit about our struggles tonight technologically. We overcame a few things, and we had some fun overall here, and we hope that the viewers at home had fun. And we apologize for, I guess, the lack of content around the interviews with Sam Murphy in the first period and Bree Powell in the second period. Obviously, Bree Powell had a couple tonight, but overall, just a big game offensively for Arizona State.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we had some technological issues, as you pointed out, too, but there were no issues whatsoever on the ice from the Sun Devils. I mean, Georgia Dezane, hats off to her. She was able to score her first goal in her second season as a Sun Devil. Super exciting, and this is a team on the up and up. They now improved to 11-6-1-1 on the season, and on the other side, Dodosha was just an absolute wall for, I mean, she held up for way longer than you would have expected, facing 58 shots, stopping 52 of them. She did everything she could to keep her team in it, and it's a Lindenwood team that now falls to 0-21, and that's really tough. It's tough psychologically to step on the ice when you have a record like that, thinking you can win night in and night out. And they battled through the first 20 minutes, toe-to-toe with the Devils. It was no score piece. And then, that Arizona Sun Devils offense really started to take over. Dezane, Bree Powell had 2 goals. It was quite the performance after that.
They just kept pouring it on as time went on, and it's kind of a, when will it kind of all crack, and when will the water start rushing through the dam? And took about 20 minutes, but the Sun Devils got their legs under them, and that will just about do it. Just past 11:30 local time. Boy, I got to go to bed. Got to be at the Waste Management tomorrow.
Shout out to everyone in Canada or wherever you are tuning in.
Yeah, but actually probably plenty of Canadian parents tuning in tonight with the Canadian content on the women's hockey team, and a few Canadians as well on Lindenwood. But this will be my final game here on Inferno TV for the women's hockey team. Been calling games for just over 3 years now, and took over as director of operations this season. It's been a tremendous challenge, but one I've enjoyed quite a lot. And through all the technical difficulties and the scheduling and getting people in the right spots and organizing everything, it's a lot of fun. And when you pull off broadcasts, even when they don't always go in ideal fashion, you always try to have a good time, and that's what we try to do here. So
we appreciate you, my man.
For our entire crew, Tanner Buck on camera, Sydney Craven running the graphics and scorebug, Reese Shell, ice side, we finally got the mics working, Kobe Bronstein, Pierce Gordon, our director. I'm Lachlan McTagg, signing off from Tempe. If you're still with us, go get some